Hey, you out there. Want some coach commentary? Want some co-hosts who actually are authentic and real? You can tell that they actually have some type of chemistry going on.
Hey, that's cool. I actually got something in mind for you. So keep listening. You'll find out.
This is Touchdowns and Tangents, your weekly spot for NFL takes, coaching insights, tangents, and context takes for the coaches.
What's good, everybody? This is Kenneth Berry, Touchdowns and Tangents. We are here, episode 305. Weren't here last week for Thanksgiving because Pete ended up in Vegas, and I was doing a lot of stuff that day. But we are here now. We have a special guest. Shout out to everyone who follows us, has hung in with us. These past 6 years, they've gone by incredibly fast. Shout out to Nikki. She has a special guest that she's going to now introduce. Congratulations to you, Nikki. And you have the floor.
All right, so our special guest for tonight is Neomi Brown. She's a sophomore at Texas A&M University, Gig'em. She's studying journalism, and she's doing minors in both sports management and communications. She writes for the Battalion, which is a Texas A&M based newspaper, as well as the Dallas Morning News and FanBuzz. She published her first story at 17 years old, and she has since published over 100 articles.
Wild.
I know. I wish I was that good on my resume.
Bravo, you're killing it.
Thank you.
But yeah, so,
right,
go ahead, Nikki. Go ahead.
My bad. So, okay, first off, what we all want to talk about, what I want to talk about, how do you feel about that Texas A&M win? Were you there? Did you get to watch
there.
it?
I was covering it
there too, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was crazy. Yeah, I was up in the press box, and I gotta admit, it was very hard to keep quiet and work because, I'm a huge, I'm Nagy. So, anytime we get a huge win, especially against LSU, I want to go crazy, but I couldn't. And so, I was down, on the field, when the time ran out, and I was, trying so hard. I was I want to rush the field, but I couldn't. And so, I'm happy we won, though. It was a really good performance, I think.
Oh, yeah. I was so mad whenever kids started rushing the field, and what's his name? Brian Kelly, he decides to call a timeout because he was mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
God, so salty. Sorry we kicked you out of the playoffs, but bro.
Yeah,
anyway,
I know.
It was such a good game. My goodness, bro. The energy in that stadium was absolutely electric. People were starting to say things what happened to the 12th man? People were starting to not show up to the games or whatever. But everyone showed up for LSU. It didn't matter if we were what? What were we? 3-7?
4-7 at the time.
4-7. Didn't matter if we were 4-7. Everybody showed up. Everybody had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah, I heard nothing but good things. After that game, nothing but good things from all the fans and stuff like that. A few people were kind of should we have field rush? But let the fans have fun. Let them do them.
Oh, yeah. If it wasn't sitting up in, the very nosebleeds, I probably would have gotten out there, too. But, I'm a little bit too old for that at this point. I'm not a student anymore, so I didn't want to be like that. But, no, the only stuff I saw from people were the LSU fans. Sorry if the LSU fans are listening, but, man, y'all were interesting characters. The players were acting a mess. Brian Kelly was acting a mess. LSU fans in the stands were acting a mess. Throwing drinks, cussing people out. It was just so embarrassing. But anyway, another thing I wanted to bring up, since it's been such a hot topic, is your thoughts on Jimbo Fisher going forward.
Okay. I will admit I was not on the Fisher train. I was very much, come on, man. Does he know what's going on? I didn't like his play calling. I didn't like that he was even responsible for play calling. But I got to admit that last game, something gelled, something clicked. I don't know. I think he knows what he's doing. Obviously, it was a really difficult season, but you got to think about how young this team is, and it wasn't going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. So I think, obviously he's going to stay unless anybody wants to cough up $86 million, which I really doubt that's going to happen. But I think he's the answer. I think we just didn't give him enough time to work. And that final press conference, he called us out. He literally told us, he said, none of y'all listened to me. And now look at y'all. Y'all were wrong. And when he said that, I was like, ooh, okay. I like it.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I've been a little bit of a hater myself, but I saw that press conference. I realized I needed to dial my stuff back. I think you're right. I think we have a very young, he's a great recruiter. He recruited a very young class. They just need a little bit of time to develop. Yeah.
110%.
And we ain't going to be coughing up no $86 million just to pay another guy another $86 million.
Nope. No, sir.
Absolutely not. But a little bit more about you. So what was your motivation for initially entering like the world of like sports media?
So honestly, I decided to graduate early. I think it was COVID year, because my junior and senior year were basically a combined year. So I graduated in 21, and my entire life I wanted to go to school for meteorology. Like I was like fascinated by the weather, but it wasn't until I joined my yearbook staff my senior year of high school that I realized that writing was my passion. And I've been around sports. I've watched sports all my life. And so because like I already kind of had that experience, I just figured like, okay, let's put those two things together. And then back like freshman, sophomore year of high school, I had a lot of, people that didn't really like the fact that I liked sports. I was a little bit bullied for that. And so I kind of just used that as motivation. And so now I'm like, oh, I don't know about sports. I'm here. I'm talking about it. I love talking about it. And so, yeah, that continues to drive me. Cause I still get like people that say things like every once in a while, but I kind of just use that as motivation at this point.
So you said you got picked on, like, is that on the base? Like what was the basis of that? Would you say?
It was 100% sexism, 110%. I would, back when I was like really, really like passionate about it, I would comment under, like if the NFL posted something, get into like little arguments with, people on Instagram. And there was at one point, this guy, he had screenshotted it and posted it on his story. I didn't have him. And he called me a dishwasher and, just things like that. And I ended up confronting him about it. He had really nothing to say for it. And so it would just be like little things like that.
Stacks
like
of
if I
dishes
posted
in his kitchen.
I think it was when the Astros lost to the Braves, I posted on my story, or the Nationals is one of the two. And they started screenshotting that, like reposting it, calling me the same kind of things. So it was just the fact that I was a girl who was passionate about sports, and they didn't like it. But I didn't let that break me. I let it like just build me up and make me stronger.
Absolutely. No, obviously, again, as a woman in sports media, I totally understand. I know that as far as on social media, because that's such a big aspect of this industry, I would often have like an ambiguous profile picture on my social media, because I realized that once I changed my profile picture to more ambiguous, just like team photos or something like that, that I was afforded a lot more like respect and agreeability. Because, if you saw some chick in a selfie in the profile picture, like I automatically just had issues with people calling me out for, based on my gender. But I guess a little bit more on that kind of stuff. Like, do you, as far as since you've gotten into like post high school, right? As an A&M student or as just someone who's growing in the industry, like what has been your experience or any like benefits or challenges that you come across as a woman in sports media?
I would definitely say I luckily haven't experienced too much. I get a heckler every once in a while, like on Twitter. There was one time for FanBuzz, I posted a reel. It was the Alabama-Texas game, and I was talking about that play where people thought it should be a safety and stuff like that. And it got about 500,000 views, I think. And I would say it's probably like 60-40 between the hate comments and like, people just having normal comments. And I think that was my first experience where it's like, whoa, like, this is crazy. Like people telling me to stick to cheerleading and stick to volleyball and that I don't know football, like, because I never played. Well, I did play. I was a kicker, but I played.
Hey, that's something.
So like, I could tell them that. And so like I recently, like I won't name names, but I did have a situation come up where I felt like I was being discriminated against, like in a sexist manner. And that's been since, resolved, and I talked to the people involved. And I mean, I was just sure that it wasn't. Who knows if it really was? I'm not going to linger on it. But I think that was my first like in-person kind of deal. And it wasn't here at A&M. It was another school that I traveled to. But at first it kind of brought me down a little bit just because I'm trying to do my job. And then I was just like, okay, well, I still did my job and I did a hell of a job at it. So like I said, I'm not going to linger on it. And other than that, it's been pretty good. Honestly, I think the key to it was just finding a good support group of other female journalists here. Like with the Battalion, like we have a good number, and then any and all colleagues that I can find when I'm at press conferences, I usually go and talk to them.
Nice. Good stuff.
As someone who was a dishwasher while going through school, fuck that guy.
He probably has stacks of dishes in his kitchen.
He probably is the slowest dishwasher in the kitchen, and he has no hands.
Paper plates.
He probably uses styrofoam, honestly.
He probably washes paper plates like an idiot.
He probably does.
And you said you were a kicker in high school. So I mean, like me, I grew up in the South Bay. I'm from East Oakland, but like I've lived in Wan'Dale. Like when I was coming up, there was a girl at Bishop Montgomery High School in Torrance. She was a quarterback. She could have been good, but they didn't really push her. You got to remember, I was a senior in 2010, class 2010. So as a freshman, this girl was like, as a freshman, this girl was like the quarterback there. So let's say like 2006, 2007. So there wasn't really much support for something like that. And even it's taken, honestly, I'd say after 2010, like maybe 2014, where like in California, like you would see a lot of high schools, especially like even on the west side of LA. I think Santa Monica had a girl who was a kicker. That's starting to become more normal.
Yeah. What's up?
How did you kind of navigate the aspect of one, being a kicker, where people say kickers aren't football players, and two, you're a female on the team playing football?
Yeah. So like basically, because I also played soccer, which I mean, it makes sense, kicker, soccer. And so I actually wasn't the only girl that year that was a kicker. It was another one of my fellow soccer players. Because my head coach at the time, he was my JV coach on soccer, while my coach was like out on maternity leave, and we had a really good relationship. He kind of talked both of us into it. So, I mean, like when I tell people like here in college, like, oh yeah, like I got my letterman for football. They're like, oh, what position? I'm like, kicker. They're like, that's not a real position. I'm always just like, oh, what'd you get your letterman for? Okay.
How many points did you score?
No game winners under your belt.
Were you in the newspaper box score? Because I was.
No, I'll be so real with you. My ex-boyfriend was way too good. I never got in. He was like the star soccer player. I never got in. Got the letterman. I wore the pads. Never got in.
Hey, a win is a win.
Hey, I got the letterman. That's all I care about.
I have a question though.
In Texas?
Yeah, I went to y'all. I'm sure y'all know C.D. Lamb.
Yeah,
of course.
I went to his high school.
Oh wow,
It's
epic in
Richmond Foster.
Is that near Dallas?
Houston. It's in the Katy area.
Oh, Katy. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I got one cool question.
What's up?
Is Whataburger trash?
Absolutely not. Better than In-N-Out.
Weak.
Okay, this is good talking to you.
No, I mess with P. Terry's. Someone put me on P. Terry's.
And Fat Ho Burger, I heard is fire. I heard Fat Ho Burger is amazing.
Whataburger, it's just, it takes too long.
It's weak. It's Sonic. It's Sonic.
Oh, Sonic is better than that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, In-N-Out, I feel like they cook it and it actually it takes them 5 minutes versus 15 for a shake. You know,
In-N-Out low-key trash too, but
those Whataburger workers do not care. Like they will
don't.
the counter trying to order, and they'll just look at you and then
There was one time my friend, he ordered like a chicken tender meal, and he didn't get chicken tenders. He just got a Texas toast with some gravy in the box. Went up to them and was like, "Hey, I didn't get my chicken tenders." And it was like 15 minutes later and nobody came. And so he goes back up again. They're like, oh, we didn't know that you wanted any.
That's a fist fight. I'm going back there to cook my chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Putting the whole bag in.
I was back in Texas for Thanksgiving, and it was the only restaurant open on Thanksgiving, and it was late at night, so I was hungry from, you know what I mean, I hadn't eaten in a while. So we walk over there, I get in, and I order a shake, and that's it, just a shake. I kid you not, 20 minutes goes by, shake still doesn't come out. I walk up and I'm like, hey, can I have my vanilla shake? Like, I'm just like,
yeah.
And they were like, oh, machine's broken. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's McDonald's.
They pulled the McDonald's.
You got to call the Better Business Bureau.
No,
That's
why I have to give it. As a Texan, I have to give it to In-N-Out just because at least I know if I order something at In-N-Out, I'm actually going to get the thing.
Yeah, they shake machine.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I gave it a chance. I did give it a chance. I can't get behind it. I don't. What's the sauce that, or like, what do y'all call it when you want like extra stuff on it?
Spread.
It's pretty much Thousand Islands.
Pretty
like
much
animal
Thousand
fries,
Islands.
like the onions.
Yeah. That no.
You got to get grilled onions. You got to specifically say grilled onions.
Throw a slice of American cheese, some grilled onions on there.
Extra
That
toasty.
sounds like a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell, we talking about? You said a heart attack? Have you seen Texas food? Fat Ho Burger is a real food truck in Texas.
Okay, Whataburger is better. Whataburger is better, hands down. It's just it takes too long. The workers don't give an absolute damn. Like,
so it's a shitty version of Rallies.
Whoa.
Checkers.
Whoa.
Checkers is better than both those.
Whoa.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The fries, the shakes. Where are you gonna get a banana mango shake from? Tell me.
Well, I don't drink shakes because I don't like the texture. I'm a texture person.
Whoa, hold on. Ice cream
Okay,
texture?
so that makes sense why you don't like In-N-Out.
This pod just hit a new level. We're talking about ice cream
They got
texture?
the paper thin burgers.
Okay.
No, I like. Okay, well, this is weird. When I get ice cream from like Dairy Queen or like
I don't even got Dairy Queen out here.
It's like 3 left.
I love Dairy Queen.
I'm sad. I miss Dairy
There's
Queen.
always a Dairy Queen here.
They're fire.
But
wait, there's no
I
Dairy
have
Queen
to put
in
it.
California? I didn't even know
There's
that.
very little. Like they're moved a lot out to South Bay. They're around. You just gotta look for it. It's not really a lot.
Yeah.
South Bay,
But like when I
unfortunately.
get home, I always have to put it in the freezer because I can't eat the ice cream unless it's like frozen. Like if it's runny, I can't eat it.
You like bite into it? You like chew your ice cream?
No. Like it's not like hard.
I know what you're
It's
talking
just
about.
like-
It's like,
You want it
it's
perfectly
not
chilled.
runny.
yeah, you don't want it to be like a shake. You want it to be like ice cream.
You want it to be melted.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
soft churn ice cream. That's fair.
So you don't like soft serve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's
Then
some
maybe
soft
go
serve that's good
Brahms.
though.
Brahms
Go
don't
where?
serve like Brahms.
I don't think we have that here.
No, you don't have it in College Station, but
Oh.
I guess you only have
That's
it in
where I
Dallas.
live.
Never mind. I forgot you said you're from Houston. I was thinking Dallas this whole time. If you ever
Ooh.
head up to Dallas, there's this place called Brahms. They got ice cream that isn't soft serve. It's real ice cream. You'd love it. My favorite restaurant of all time, Brahms.
How y'all feel about
Chicken
Dickie's
Express.
barbecue though?
What'd you
Okay.
say?
Love it. Overpriced.
Custard? How you feeling the custard? The free custard, by the way. All you can
I don't
eat
like
custard.
I don't like custard.
Yeah, because that's like the same soft serve stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like too liquidy.
Yeah. I feel-
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, right?
Yeah, all
I
right,
have
back to
I
real
have one more question for you, okay? So you said you started super early, right? Like what time, or excuse me, how old were you when you graduated high school?
I was 17.
Okay, so you're 17 when you graduated high school. You published at 17. You're in the triple digits in articles at this point since, right? Now, when I was starting out, I was a little behind. I didn't start until I was in the middle of college. You know, that's why I'm an intern now, post-grad, right? I'm still figuring my stuff out. But since you started so early, right, like you seem like you have your stuff figured out to a point. Do you have any advice for young individuals trying to get into sports media and starting early like you did?
Mm-hmm. I would say my number one piece of advice would probably be to make connections as early as you can. And that could be like, a lot of my connections have literally just been DMing somebody like from ESPN that I've like idolized my entire life. And then they end up answering me. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is crazy. So like just making as many connections as you can, like even in high school, like you can reach out to your local paper, offer to cover like sports, or I mean, you can intern with them, you know, after you graduate high school, and things like that. But I cannot stress the importance of connections like anymore, because that's the name of the game. That is the industry. It's all about who you know. And then also just don't get disencouraged. Don't play the comparison game. Don't do it, because like one of my role models, Lauren Seisler, she told me that the comparison game is the thief of all joy. And it is. When you sit there and you look at other people in the industry and you're like, oh, like this person's younger than me and she's doing so much more than me. Like, no, like look at them, like look in the mirror and be like, damn, like I'm really out here. I'm doing this. Like keep your chin up, because like everybody's time is going to come and you just got to work your ass off for it. So that's like, those are my biggest pieces of advice.
That's really good advice. I have a question though. So,
go for it.
Like you said, graduated high school, you've already got over 100 clips. You're still going. You still got a few more years of school that you're finishing up. How does that help you in the press room when you're talking to athletes who are also, you know, playing at a high level, doing living out their dream, but they're also, you know, trying to get to the next level? Like, how does that help you versus, you know, such and such AP reporter who's been on the beat for 30-something years? Like,
yeah, I think like one thing that I realized was kind of helpful was the fact that, you know, I've started so young and that like we're closer in age, that it's almost like it's not as daunting to like sit there and ask them questions, because half the time I already know them. So it's just like I always sit in the front row from the very first press conference that I've ever gone to as a reporter. I asserted myself and I said, I'm sitting in the front row. Like the person next to me, I think he's been in the business for probably like 15 years, something like that. And I was just like, this is year one. I want to start year off strong. And so I feel like asserting myself and that age like really does help. And then it's like, not only am I young, I'm young with like a lot of experience for my age. So I feel like that definitely gives me a lot more credibility. Because, you know, like at the press conference, they're always like, oh, this is Neomi Brown from the Dallas Morning News. And then, I mean, like, if Jimbo hears that, you know, he's going to be like, oh, okay, Dallas Morning News, I've heard of that publication. Like, boom, like instantly more credibility. So I think that it helps me in that sense to where people take me more seriously, because my goal is I don't want to be seen as a female sports reporter. I want to be seen as a sports reporter, period.
Great.
Absolutely.
And then I got another question too. So like,
Go for it.
Now that the season's wrapped up, we're big on draft season here. We go to all the all-star games and stuff like that. So what players should we have on our radar that maybe aren't already being talked about as prospects at the next level? One. And two, for you, again, like, what does that next level look like? Like, where are you trying to get drafted to when when it's time for your number to be called?
I would definitely, I mean, everybody's talking about Devon A-Chain. So, I mean, like, he's proved himself. But the thing that I would keep an eye out on is when we asked him about it, he did seem iffy. So he might not be entering the draft this season. We will see. Because he loves Aggie Land. He's said it multiple times that this is his home, and he just didn't really seem like that concrete, you know. I would say I love me some Damani Richardson. That he's a great player. That was the one that the scoop and score against LSU. That was him. He's definitely somebody to look out for. He's very aggressive when he gets the opportunity to be. Trying to think. I mean, Anaya Smith, he had surgery a couple months ago. He should be coming back soon, starting to work out again. So that injury definitely probably hurt his chances a little bit. But I think that if, he shows himself, his workouts and things like that, and just keeps up with, where he ended off when he got hurt against Arkansas, I think that he'd be a really, really good pick in next year's draft for sure. Absolutely. And then for me, so I've applied to a couple internships for next summer just to get more experience. But I think by the end of, my undergrad, I would love to work with an NFL team, whether that's covering it through a local like media station, or if it is working in their front office with, like public relations and communication and things like that. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Awesome.
Leaning more towards a New York team. I'm in love with New York. I know y'all are from LA, but I love New York.
Oh, I have family in New York.
I'm good, man. Y'all can keep the winners and the rats. I'll take my open spaces and my mountains and my desert.
I don't need 6 feet
ocean.
of snow. I'm cool on that level of
Not
survival.
Buffalo. I'm not going to Buffalo. I don't do snow.
New York City.
I don't do snow. No, yeah, like New York City, but I'm not working with the Yankees. I'm an Astros fan.
Yeah, I don't. Ooh,
So
you coming up there with?
I like how you waited to the end of your time to slowly drop on my Astros fan.
I mean, okay. If you're an Astros fan, are you more of a fan of this team that won the World Series or the team that cheated?
what team cheated?
Oh, you mean the one from before, Altuve?
But did you know that like if you like go to like 2017 World Series champs, it says the Houston Astros?
I mean, I know, but they did cheat, and baseball moved them from the NL to the AL because they were terrible.
But
I do remember that part.
we still got the ring.
I mean, did you? I mean, they kind of took it away.
I mean,
They kind of Reggie Bushed it.
I'm pretty sure I have a 2017 World Series hoodie in my closet. I'm pretty sure I have that.
I mean, they have that in third world countries too. Like, the loser.
I think that was the Dodgers one.
Yeah,
They sent both though. They doubled up. They're like, well,
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, somebody got lucky. Somebody's probably selling that on eBay right now.
They
But
probably
that's true, they are. But as far as like, you talked about working in press boxes and rubbing elbows with people who are already established. How do you handle microaggressions? Because I mean, obviously, you talked about playing on the football team. You talked about just dealing with sexism, which is very loud and also very quiet at the same time. So,
yeah.
And then, racism, all that stuff. Like, how do you handle the microaggressions of being a young up-and-coming journalist who's a female in these, professional situations? And what advice would you give the people coming up after you?
Okay, I guess I'll give you a situation. It wasn't in a press box, but it was when I was in Tuscaloosa. And it's kind of something that I'm used to facing at this point. So, I'm walking with my friends around Tuscaloosa. We're walking to a donut shop. We walk in, there's a mom and a daughter. And, she glances at me at first, like normal people do. I just walked in. But then, she almost did a double take and just like looked me up and down and made the meanest face. And keep in mind, I'm not wearing any A&M gear. I'm not. I had no maroon on at all. So, I'm sitting here like to my friends, I'm like, bro, like, who she thinks she is? Like I'm getting riled up. I'm like, I want to get my donuts. I want to get out of here before I say something. Because it like that had been happening every single time that we left. And so I had to calm myself down, which is usually what happens whenever, I feel like somebody just used a microaggression against me, like in the workplace. And then I kind of think about it because a lot of the time, microaggressions, they're not meant to be harmful. You know what I mean? At least like in my case. And so like, if it was a coworker, like I can't say that I've had any that I can like immediately think of off the top of my head in the workplace, but in a situation where that, if it did happen, a piece of advice I would give is speak up. Do not hold it in. Don't, because you're going to hold it in, you're going to get mad, but because you said nothing can get solved. And I always say that if you have a problem with somebody and you don't bring that problem to them, then you have a problem with yourself. That is what I always say. And so speaking up.
That is a real journalist manifesto. That is awesome.
But yeah, like not speaking up, like what is that going to do? I mean, like, and I'm not saying like, if it's like a microaggression, I'm not saying like get so riled up that you go immediately to HR, like unless it's like something really bad. If it's something really bad, handle that how you see fit. But I think having healthy conversations every single day, just like around the industry as a whole, I think that'll definitely help, like some training on unconscious bias and things like that. But I guess the biggest piece of advice that I can give you is don't overthink it. And if it's enough for you to keep thinking about it 5 minutes later, say something.
That's great advice. All right, Noemi. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let the people know where they can find you on social media and what you got coming up as far as work.
So my social media, I'm really active on Twitter. It's just NEOMIB_03. If you see Sports Report in the bio, that's me. Coming up, I'm gonna start with basketball season for A&M.
Yeah.
They just got a win over SMU, so that's really good. And then after basketball, I believe I'm moving into baseball. But during winter break, I'll be focusing a lot more on NFL things. So y'all can keep an eye out for that. And obviously transfer portal. I can't sleep. I feel like I can't sleep without finding out another person that's transferring. So definitely that. That is literally my life right now. Transfer portal and coaching hires.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. We'll definitely be in touch and watching and supporting as much as we can.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Good night.
Have a good one.
Night.
All right. Well, that was a great interview. Shout out to Nikki. Hold on. Let me hit the pause.
Yes, sir.
We agree to disagree on the Houston Astros cheating, but you know what? They doubled up with a second ring. So, I mean, who was anybody else to talk?
She was not here for your Dodger microaggressions.
I mean,
she was gonna think about him for more than 5 minutes. So
like Altuve's chest popped open this last World Series, and they're like, "Hey, check his shirt." I'm just saying.
Honestly though, like that's really helpful. Like even for me being a professional, like some of the things she was saying, like her perspective being so like new to it
in real time,
it's
too.
refreshing. Yeah, like especially like that 5-minute microaggression thing. Like that's really helpful. That's something that I'm really gonna like take with me. So, yeah, thank you, Noemi, and thank you, Nikki, for setting that up.
Yes, sir.
And it's mostly dope, she was like, yeah, I was a kicker on the team, and I got a letter. Where was your letter?
I'm going to take you to Santa Monica for a few days because I need your California accent back.
Me?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
When I interviewed you,
I heard the South in your voice.
When I interviewed you, you were all like soft smoking and enunciating right. Now you're over here skipping bows.
She's about to say y'all.
Yeah, like, hey there, y'all.
Like, I can hear the Southern drawl coming back.
It's coming back.
She talked to a fellow Texan, and she's I'm home.
It only took a week. and another call with the Texan.
Bro, y'all are basically telling me that I don't have any personality and I just mirror other people.
No.
That was Pete. That was not me.
That's not what we're saying. I'm just saying.
I'm definitely going to go to Brahms the next time I'm in Texas.
No,
I'm going to Mexico this weekend. So if I come back speaking Spanglish, then you have all the right to talk shit to me.
If you come back speaking any Spanish, I'm going to know something's up.
I got some real, I'm talking like a backwoods, bumfuck boonies family in Arkansas that I'm going to be visiting pretty soon.
Oh.
Texarkana? You talking Texarkana?
You're going to come back?
It's this place called Burville, Arkansas. It's in the middle of nowhere, bro. After I come back from that, you're not even going to be able to hear.
If you find Jerry Jones' soul, let us know.
You're going to come back with a fucking with a raccoon hat on.
You're going to be able to understand what I'm saying.
If you come back like with an axe chopping wood, I'm going to know something.
If you find Derek McFadden's tendons, let us know.
What? Don't you mean tendons?
Yeah, that's what I said. Tendons.
No, you said like tetanus or some shit.
Tendons.
I need you to pronounce words
Tendons.
properly.
Tendons.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Anyways,
what was your Twitter again for the people who didn't hear it the first time?
I have it right here. 1 second. It is Neo. So it's at NEOMIB_03.
Let's talk about it.
So with that, we got a jam-packed show tonight. Lots of content. Hopefully technical difficulties won't hold us back. But Lucas, what's the latest on Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football?
Man.
He's depressed.
It's crazy, man.
He's depressed.
It's like, Spain, but that's a silent.
Patriots football is sucking away his internal happiness. Like,
Okay. So, yeah, I mean.
this man was happy 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Life was looking prosperous.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, huh?
I mean, other than Judon possibly getting 20 sacks this year and Ramondre Stevenson, what is there to look? And allegedly Hunter Henry, it looked like he caught it, but it's the Patriots, so fuck it. You don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Man,
You have-
that was a touchdown.
Kings game. I'm gonna get all riled up if I start.
The one y'all lost?
So y'all have 2 losing seasons in 20 years, and that's it?
That you give up?
That was it?
It's over, man.
All your fan marrow, all your bone marrow as a fan went out the window?
Imagine having that, but with playoffs, only making 2 playoffs in 20 years.
30. Imagine 30
Welcome to
years
being a
of-
Raider fan.
Imagine 30 years of that, winning fights in the parking lot and losing in the stadium constantly, showing more heart than your team, an index card game loss, the tuck rule 3 times over, and your team just ruining the franchise multiple times.
Yeah, that sounds like that blows.
And your owner driving an Astro van
On a
and eating
Tuesday.
at Hooters every week.
Man,
Hey, I'm still ride or die. Okay, I'm not giving up on the Pats yet. I'm just a little bit down bad.
the fact that you're a Patriots fan from Texas still amazes me.
Mark Davis's cholesterol should be on bar
It's
rescue.
like Cowboys fans from Jersey. It makes no fucking sense.
Nah,
There's
jerseys
a lot
Jersey's kind of full of
there's-
assholes.
There's
Okay.
a lot in New Jersey, man. It makes no sense.
I born in Oklahoma. That's where the OU fan thing come from.
There
I
it
was
goes.
born
Skipping words
first.
again. Go ahead.
Skipping words, skipping consonants.
I lived in Texas for a long time,
There's the California.
and okay, fine.
There's the California. Do you see the difference though?
haven't
Y'all
heard-
hear the difference,
I
right?
haven't
I'm
heard
not
a Boston.
crazy.
I haven't heard a Boston connection yet. Don't give this girl a stroke on the phone, please.
I lived in the state.
There you go. See?
That's disgusting. Why you making her sound like she lives in Westchester, bro? Let her live with her. Let her live with her dialect. She's not from fucking Culver City.
When you hear the blacked out Honda knocking some rap music and then the window rolls down and it's a little Texan white girl
by way of Oklahoma.
by way of Oklahoma.
$1,000 subs in my Honda Civic.
Yeah, you got subwoofers.
Yeah, we know.
You're a big Crit fan. You're a big Crit fan. We know you got subwoofers. You're a Pimp C. You like Pimp C. We know. It's okay. Who doesn't like Pimp C?
I lived in the state of Massachusetts.
See, that's who I interviewed right there. That's who I interviewed.
I lived in the state of Massachusetts for 6 or 7 years, and there's no NFL team in Oklahoma, so I picked
Yeah, that's true.
Patriots to root for as a child. And then I moved back to Texas. I wanted to go to OU for college, but I didn't. I had to get in-state tuition, and I went to Texas A&M because it was the only Texas team I didn't hate, and here we are. So yeah, it makes complete sense. I'm not a bandwagon at all, in fact.
Any kind of wagon.
No wagon.
Texas
So I
Tech
think-
beat Oklahoma and Texas for the first time in school history.
Yeah, I don't count that because that was BS.
Right.
That field goal was good. The refs just, I wouldn't even say they're paid off. They're not paid off. They just hate OU. That's all.
So it was like the Boise State Nevada game with Kellen Moore and Colin Kaepernick, where
Yeah,
the Boise State kicker technically made it, but he made it over their upright, so they called it no good.
Yep, basically. And I rewatched it slow mo. It was in. Those refs just had it out for us.
I mean,
What can you do?
I'm saying Caleb about to win a Heisman, and y'all got 6 wins.
Yeah, okay. The USC Sooners.
I mean, first off, their best players.
All right.
their
We
best players-
we got a whole show to get to.
best
guys.
players went to Oregon
you
and
guys can
Stanford.
argue about this shit off air.
My bad.
All right, Lucas, you want to speed through the rest of the Let's Talk About It updates? Just run. You can just read them off. Just run. Let's just run through them.
Yeah, hold on. I put some.
Some of my Trojan post game interviews for later.
The Cowgirls. Then he beat.
He's actually looked a lot better this year in general.
Yeah, so
he has been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
See though.
Yeah.
Him.
I mean, damn. TD run against the Jets. Just great.
I'm not playing in fantasy.
I mean, that's another thing. When people get punt returns and kick returns for touchdowns, it should be worth more points, and it should go to the direct player.
True.
That's bullshit.
That's true. Yeah, because it should be worth more. Absolutely,
that should be worth like 20 points.
But then he got an actual like offensive TD for once tonight, and yeah, it was really good.
Not bad for a corner. 5'8" corner. He was doing that at Houston though. He did that his whole career, so I'm not surprised.
And Pitts the MCL sprain. He's out like
for the
I
year.
don't even know how long. Yeah,
that shit was bad. I saw it in real time. I saw the playback at work. Yeah, his knee got obliterated. It apparently went from like a torn MCL to like a partially torn ACL. So he had to get surgery. He's done for the year.
I don't.
I mean, they're using him like a receiver. I mean, he is that, but like teams know you're gonna throw to him, and they don't really have much in Atlanta.
Yeah. So the
snooze.
I mean, Josh Jacobs had the game of his life on like the greatest game in Raider history.
Honestly, man, if you don't have rib injuries in week 13 as a quarterback, you have no pocket presence. That's all I say.
Herbert got his out the way.
Yeah.
Now he's dealing, throwing game-winning touchdowns.
Yeah, so I guess Rodgers is just going to be – they should just be shut down the rest of the year, honestly.
Said he's going to play, though.
Well, he said he's down to sit if they want him to.
Because he's like, the team's not going to necessarily look the same next year. So I kind of have to play this through, but if they want me to sit.
I mean, if they keep losing games, then he should just sit out.
Not a high interception guy. He's thrown like 12 interceptions this year.
He's not a high anything guy at this point. He just threads the needle. Like he's literally an all-time quarterback.
If he was on the Jets, he'd be having
like he's the all-time quarterback in the NFL. Like he's literally just a statue, just throws bullets.
He's not a statue. He's athletic as hell. He got a 4.6 coming out of college.
He is,
bro.
but he's not athletic like that anymore.
He's athletic in the pocket. He still runs for his life, but it's different when guys aren't open downfield or he doesn't trust him to throw it.
What I'm saying is he's not putting the team on his back like that anymore.
I agree.
It's not that he can't, it's that he shouldn't. And he's not.
That field of game proved it.
Doesn't Rodgers like
yeah.
But ironically, he didn't play like his first 3-4 years. So
and
he had a couple season-ending injuries.
He's only been to one Super Bowl. I mean, so he doesn't have a ton of miles.
No, he has miles because he's been in like 5 NFC title games.
Has he been in that many?
I don't think it's been in that many. Yeah, he's been in 5.
5?
Like 5.
Really?
They got like 5.
I don't think he's been in 5, bro.
When they went 15-1, when they went 15-1,
I think he's been in
3.
like 3 or 4.
It's been about 5.
I don't know, man.
Check that. Go check it.
I
Go
think
check
the one against the Niners, what was it, last year? I think that was the 5th one, yeah.
Niners. It was Niners, Buccaneers.
Yeah, Niners, Buccaneers, and I think it was Niners again.
Because whatever year they went 15-1. And then the Super Bowl year. And then a time before that. Might have been against the Giants.
All right. So are we ready for college football?
Yeah, let's
turn the Bluetooth back on
But yeah, let's talk about TAMU some more.
I was about to talk about Florida and the nastiness of John Kitna and preacher's children.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, you can connect your Bluetooth.
All right. So Jalen Kitten.
Wait, I thought you were gonna do USC.
I know, but I'm about to get this Jalen Kitten child molestation.
All right.
He had child porn on his phone.
All right. So you're gonna do USC last then. You either do USC first or last.
I'll do USC first. All right, so USC, I'm going to be at the Pac-12 championship game tomorrow in Vegas. They're playing Utah, the rematch. I think USC is going to win because it's a neutral site, and USC's been really hot. Utah starting running back Tavion Thompson declared for the draft. Clark Phillips, I don't even think he's going to play. He might declare for the draft too. He's their best corner, their best player on defense. And Utah, I don't think will have the not the Rams. Utah won't have the referees on their side and a home field advantage like they did when they barely won, like 45-42. And honestly, like if you take away some penalties that were highly questionable and straight up false, especially roughing the passer one where Cam Rising barely got touched. USC's probably up 28-0 in the first half, easy, because they were scoring at will. But when you keep delaying, like if the defense gets a stop and then you throw a flag, that's demoralizing. Then they got to stay on the field longer. That wears them down. All you need is the offense to stall out 1 or 2 drives, and that's how the game gets close. But I think if the refs stay out of the way and let these two teams play, especially right now, I mean, Austin Jones stepped up, had 25 carries, 154 yards rushing. He's literally averaged, I think, 140 yards rushing a game since he took over as a starter. He also had like 57 yards receiving against UCLA, almost 200 yards by himself. Jordan Addison's getting back into the groove of things, scoring. Kyle Ford, like they go about 7 deep at receiver. And they're starting to use their tight ends more, like Lake McCree in the red zone. And Caleb Williams is pretty much unstoppable. Like he had a 20-yard scramble against Notre Dame where everybody in the press box stood up like, what the fuck? How did he get out of that? It looked like a 10-yard sack, and he ran like allegedly 85 yards and then ran another 27 yards to get a first down and made it look easy. Had 4 total touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns. He already owns the all-time quarterback rushing record at USC. He owns the single-season touchdown records for quarterbacks at USC. And arguably, if you look at his passing numbers and his 34 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns, and only like 3 interceptions, that's better than Carson Palmer and Matt Leiner's Heisman years, just on passing stats alone. So, a lot was said. They beat the dog shit out of Notre Dame, 38-27. It wasn't as close as people think. And Tui Tuipulotu had a sack. He has 12.5 sacks on the season, and he leads the country with 12.5 sacks. So the defense held Notre Dame's highly vaunted run game to only 90 yards rushing. And they made their quarterback stand in there and throw. Yeah, he made like 19 straight completions, but he was just throwing short passes and a couple deep passes. Michael Mayer is already All-American tight end, probably going to be a first-round pick if he leaves because he got like over 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. But he almost has 1,000 yards receiving for Notre Dame this year. So as a tight end, Notre Dame just produces really great tight ends. But on to... Yeah, let's get to these post-game clips. So I'm going to start with wide receiver Jordan Addison.
Bro, just play your one best clip. We don't have time to play all your
They're
clips.
20-second clips.
Jordan Addison.
You're not connected to Bluetooth.
Shit happens. Say connected. Hold on, let me try it again.
You're probably connected to your AirPods. All right, again, I'll mute the Zoom. See if that helps.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
I've been with them for 3 years now, so they know what I'm good at, so they know how to counter me. So I always have to work other things. But yeah, the great players that have been preparing me for games like this. Voorhees, Edie, Brad, Jonah, and then Bobby.
Yeah, so Thule was pretty much talking about how, because USC has 4 seniors who were on that 2017 Rose Bowl championship team that won the Pac-12. Defensive tackle Brandon Peely, tight end Josh Fowler, center Brett Nylon, guard Andrew Voorhees, and then Justin Dedick came like the next year. But those like 3 offensive linemen paved the way for USC, averaging almost 200 yards rushing a game, 43 points a game, insane amounts. And then also Austin Jones, the running back, he had 154 yards rushing. He made a really great point about USC's defense.
The defense plays, do you feel like tonight kind of solidifies that they are one of the best defenses in the country?
What did you do to your audio?
Some people around me. Somebody was moving.
No, it's your audio, how you recorded it. It's pushing out in mono. It's not pushing out in stereo. That's why it's only coming out one ear.
Pretty much, yeah. It sounded better like when I listened back to it away from everybody else. But pretty much what he said was, because USC has like 30 takeaways. They're first in the nation in takeaways. Near like first in the country in sacks. And he pretty much Lincoln Riley pretty much came out and said, the press conference, he got pissed off and tired of people saying the defense couldn't stop the run. So the defense came out and stopped the run. And honestly, this is probably the best overall game they've played. Kalen Bullock, he's going to have an All-American type season. He had another pick, which is like 5 on the season. The coverage was locked down. And she pretty much was on the way to score 40. They only scored 38, but Notre Dame really wasn't stopping them. And I don't see how Utah stops this USC offense either. As hot as they're playing, as cerebral as you or me.
One on the Zoom call?
I'm going to just tear my Bluetooth off now. Okay, that's not me. It's somebody else. But anyway, yeah. So USC, 4th in the country. TCU's 3rd. I think Michigan should honestly be 1st because they beat Ohio State, who was 2nd. I don't know how they don't get the nod over Georgia. Texas A&M beat LSU. Boise State went 7-0 for the first time in school history in conference play. Taylor Green had the longest run in Boise State history. The quarterback, 91-yard touchdown. He was fucking moving. Like, he didn't even look like he was moving that fast. But there was clearly like 4.4 speed there. Hank Bockenmeyer made the right choice by transferring because Taylor Green is clearly the guy. Now Andy Avalos is playing a home game for the Mountain West Championship against Fresno State. And
Yes, sir.
Fresno State's been.
I would have go if I didn't already have plans this weekend. I would have went, honestly.
Yeah, Fresno State's played in the Mountain West Championship game like 5 of the last 10 years.
Well, they don't play every year now, right?
Nah, not always.
Yeah, because the conference is so big.
Yeah, like speaking of conferences, the Rose Bowl agreed. They signed off on the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, they tried to power play the college football playoff. The college football player was, do you want this bag or not? Because we can't give you a 2 p.m. start every year. So you're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you want Washington to get in the Rose Bowl.
And they were like, yeah, we're not going to miss this rocket ship. So
Exactly.
they said, fuck tradition.
Pretty much. And honestly, I can't blame them because if USC goes to the playoffs, you have to take. Well, honestly, Washington is the one team USC doesn't want to play this year. The Pac-12, they're the exact offense.
The shitty thing is going to be if they try to give them like a 1 p.m. or a 12 p.m. or a 2 p.m. East Coast time, because that's going to really run into the parade, and Pasadena is just going to burn down.
I'm going to be honest
like
with
it's literally going to burn down.
I don't give a fuck about the Rose Bowl parade. I've never cared about.
But I'm telling you, there's millions of people there. There's people literally wait there
start that
for
shit at
16
4 a.m.
hours.
I know.
And don't use the restroom for half a day.
They should just start
to
that shit
sit
at
there
4 a.m.
and watch the parade.
They should just start that shit at 4
So
a.m.
all I'm saying is, infrastructure-wise, logistically, it's literally going to just
You're going to start a Rose Bowl game at 5 o'clock?
It's going to literally destroy all of northern Los Angeles.
You really want to start a Rose Bowl
Like
game
the
at 5
210,
p.m.?
the 210 might just fall into an ether.
Bro,
like
the
it might
130
split
the
and
134
fall
gonna
into the
implode.
mirrorverse.
The 134 going to implode. I had to walk from the top of the hill because my bum-ass Lyft driver wouldn't fucking drive me all the way to the Rose Bowl for the USC game. Imagine how bad it's going to be if Washington and Penn State play each other, which I think, honestly, Washington and Ohio State should play each other. That's big time. That's a money game. That's 2 offenses and 2 defenses that can't stop anybody from scoring. Penn State, that's just a legacy game for Sean Clifford. And I'd rather see Penn State play Clemson in like the Sugar Bowl or some shit. That because those are 2 teams that aren't elite but really good. They're still like top 10 teams. Even though like they say, oh, Penn State's a top 10 team because they only lost to Michigan.
Okay,
and
bro,
Ohio
I
State.
don't really care, honestly. You're just talking to yourself. We were just talking about the Rose Bowl in general.
No, but I'm saying like literally part of the deal was like they had to leverage, okay, who are we taking for the Rose Bowl and do we sign off on the Rose Bowl for the playoff? So yes, this was huge because they had to like, well, if we do this, we're fucking Washington over for an opponent essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, and people saying a 2-loss Alabama with no conference championship should fucking get in if anybody loses, and I just don't understand how they forgot that Tennessee beat them head to head, and Tennessee's ranked behind Alabama. I'm really tired of like the Alabama like ball jerking. Like it needs to stop. They're not good this year. They're not worthy. Let them play fucking Clemson in a meaningless bowl game.
All right, Lucas, you want to cue us up?
Let's
Take
do
your
this.
tangent. Let's speed through this one.
Yep. All right.
So,
The
So I
Vikings.
think the challenge is, and Lucas, we talked about this in the news meeting, but it's like they haven't really played anyone, but
Yeah.
that's not their fault. And the thing is, top to bottom, outside of maybe the 49ers, what roster is more complete? Like, they can beat you in multiple ways. Jalen Hurts is damn near an MVP candidate. So it's hard to say that they're fraudulent. Like, I can't go that far. Maybe they're not as great as we thought they were 3 weeks ago. But I wouldn't say that they're blatantly a fraud. Kenny?
They're definitely not frauds. Like, I would say Miami are frauds.
Miami, okay, sure.
They have an explosive offense, but I mean,
Yeah, their defense is
their defense
Hit or
is
miss.
sus.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the Bills and the Dolphins cancel
Well-
each other out.
Well, it's funny because with Flores, it was the complete opposite.
All right, next.
I mean, the Miami defense had a killer game actually last week, didn't they? Specifically.
Who did they play?
So,
The
they
Niners?
played the Texans, didn't they? The
Yeah.
fucking-
It was up 30-0 at
Texans are
halftime. It was
Texans
30-0.
are tanking. Who cares?
It is Houston. They were up 30-0 at the half and won 30-15.
Next.
All right.
It's over. It's over, dog. The dream is dead. Stop drafting BYU QB so high.
Has there ever been a situation where a first round QB has gotten benched and then gone back with that same team and been decent?
That's a good
Tua?
point. Yeah.
Tua? Yeah, there you go.
Tua.
That's it. Jalen Hurts? You got benched from Gardner Minshew
Well,
last
we
year.
got benched because Peterson was tanking.
Aaron
Jalen
Rodgers.
Hurts was the second round pick though.
True.
Yeah, that's
Good point.
true. That's
Yeah.
a
Good point. Who else? Who
Was
else?
Aaron Rodgers benched?
No.
Or did he just get
He's
hurt?
gotta be probably.
I'm trying to think.
Because
Who
Jordan
else?
loves the future in Green Bay.
Wasn't Eli, was it? Wasn't it Eli early in his career for Kurt Warner?
I guess, well, Matt Leinart.
That don't count.
Oh, Matt Leinart. Damn.
Yeah, wait, don't call him
But he was
Lionheart.
But he was trash after that.
He was. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just
So yeah, basically,
Eli and fucking
you can't
Tua.
side chick a first round QB and then just expect it's gonna work out in the long
That's
run.
true.
I mean, they're also a playoff team built around a QB that's not doing his job, and clearly he's acting like a little bitch. But it also goes to show, like, yeah, his family comes from money. He went to BYU. BYU never won anything when he was there. So, and just because he had the greatest pro day ever against Air, everybody wants to act like, oh, he's Aaron Rodgers-esque. Well, Aaron Rodgers also seen as an asshole. So,
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he said if the team asked him to sit, he would do it and let Jordan Love develop.
Love hurts. Great picture.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it's very clear that Green Bay is headed towards a rebuild. And I'm not sure Aaron Rodgers is a part of that. I'm not sure where Rodgers would go at this point.
The Jets.
Really?
He would go to the Jets.
We
and they
really
make
need
a-
that.
They make a deep playoff
Is that
run.
something we really need in our lives?
Yes.
You want that?
Aaron Rodgers on a health. The Jets' O-line is really good, actually.
When they're healthy.
And Brees Hall comes back,
I don't.
and he has
want
receivers who are
to.
competent. Bro, Aaron Rodgers would kill in that Jets offense. It would save Robert Sala's job. Joe Flacco fucking
To
was
go,
out there
what,
winning
9-7
games.
and
No,
lose
they
to
would
the
go
Bills
12-5.
twice?
They would go 12-5.
Oh, they beat the
With Aaron
Bills?
Rodgers.
I don't think they beat
They would
the
win the
Bills,
division
bro.
outright.
I don't think
You
they
realize
beat
the Bills were 0-2 in the division, right? Until
True.
tonight, they had not won a divisional game.
I guess.
Bros was about to get ran through 0-3.
I guess.
They only won this game in the division. And you see how they do when they play NFC teams. They get clapped.
What? They've only lost like what? 3 games? 4
They got
games?
clapped by the Rams. That Rams team don't even exist no more.
Yeah, that was a different.
Yeah,
that was a different
they're
world.
gone.
They
But yeah,
choked
Sam's
against
knocked out.
Miami. Like I said,
Different
Miami literally was built to beat the Buffalo and the Patriots. And so far,
That's about it.
Miami's beaten both teams. Now the Jets, I think they beat the Jets too.
All right, go ahead. Next.
Okay, Herschel Walker, not even in Georgia.
We never
Yeah.
talk about Herschel Walker again on this podcast.
Bro, you're the one who started the whole Herschel Walker watch.
I didn't even.
start
I
the
added this.
I didn't start
I
the
added
Herschel
this.
Walker.
Yes, you did, bro. You started talking about Herschel Walker like 2 years
Because
ago.
he kept doing
bro.
stupid shit.
Yeah. Anyways,
I was on it first.
so the investigation that's been going on with Herschel Walker, he's in the middle of a runoff in Georgia primary because neither of the fucking candidates could get enough votes to win.
Because they suck.
But yeah, and so now basically it comes out that not only is he in trouble for like $15,000 in tax fraud, but it turns out dude doesn't even live in the state of Georgia. The address that he's using is actually his ex-wife's house that she owns, that he doesn't even have a part of. And so, yeah, it's unclear if he even has resided in the state
Pretty sure that's a felony.
in the past 3 years.
That's a felony. That's kind of like how, like, when players who live in the South Bay go up and play at St. John Bosco, or moreover in Modern Day, which, oh yeah, by the way, St. John Bosco's beat Modern Day.
So if Herschel Walker, Kanye, and AB had like a fucking
A super
had like
PAC?
a conference,
No, they're a super PAC.
like what would they
No
like?
way,
What would
dude.
that be like?
Dude, if Herschel Walker starts with the
Dumb, Dumb, and
institute
Dumberer.
bro, it's gonna be the Four Horsemen, bro. It's gonna be Kanye, Herschel,
And the zombie
AB,
virus,
and Kyrie.
No, no.
and Kyrie.
No. You gotta say, Kyrie's not a fucking idiot. He just likes to openly disagree with everybody about everything he
Yeah,
believes.
but that's stupid.
That's-
Like, shut your mouth.
Yeah, it's a variant.
He's not
It's a
pro.
variant.
He's not pro Hitler
fully yet.
He's not pro
fully
Hitler.
there yet.
Hey, bro.
He's not fully there.
Nah, I gotta take him.
He's still young.
I gotta take
he's
Kyrie.
he's the youngest in the group. He could still get
Kyrie
there.
gave money to like a bunch of schools.
Yeah,
the
Kyrie
girls'
does a
family-
lot of great stuff.
Yeah, I'm like Kanye don't do none of that shit. Neither does those other two. Kyrie's not in there. Kyrie's like
AB's done a lot of shit for the kids.
man. AB
Kanye's
crazy.
done
Name
some
something
shit for the
AB's
kids.
done for the kids.
You
He
diss
is-
my
he's done a lot of
people, you
shit.
diss me, bro. Nah,
Nah,
fuck you.
I gotta take Kyrie out. I put Elon Musk in there though.
Nah, Kyrie's
That
definitely
motherfucker
in
runs
there,
Twitter.
bro.
No, he's not.
Kyrie's rushing. Kyrie's a pledge.
He's not.
Yes, he is, bro.
He's not.
He is, bro.
Him and Aaron Rodgers are a package deal then.
Fine. They're both rushing. They're the new era. They're
what's it
slightly
called?
less worse.
They're what's it called in Greek terminology? They're not. I mean, they're rushing, but there's a name for that. There's a name for them.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm just
Nah,
gonna
you're not gonna say it.
because I already said it. If you actually listened, which I said,
Yeah.
you don't listen. Listening is not on your personality strengths.
No, it is. You just be saying
I literally
bullshit.
said it. I literally said it.
Say it again.
I'm not gonna say it again. You'll figure it out.
I don't feel like listening back. Say
You're
it
gonna
again.
text me back at like 4 a.m. Oh, that was the word! Exclamation point. And
We're
I'm
on
just
to the
like, I
airport at
told
the
you.
same time, asshole. You might as well just tell me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll stumble upon you.
I'm gonna be on a Spirit flight mad with no Wi-Fi.
That sucks. Can't relate.
I should have just hopped on a fucking Greyhound bus.
Can't relate. Sorry.
I don't know why. I was trying to be cheap. I was trying to be too slick by half.
Dog, a flight to Vegas is like $100. How much cheaper can you get than that?
I bought it like 5 days before.
Bro,
Once I got the,
I was looking at flights to Vegas last week and they were $100. They were less than there was some for 50.
It was a round trip.
Damn,
Friday.
damn, bro.
So
Yeah, man.
so add that together.
You need a technology lackey, bro. Like you need a lackey.
Nah, I just chose
that
the
knows
first
technology that you put in your pocket.
I just
and you pull
should've-
him out, and he like.
I just should have.
You need a fucking Android, bro.
I had
You
an
need a-
Android.
You need a fucking R2D2. That's what you need, bro.
This motherfucker-
You need like a little droid sidekick
Wow.
to handle your technology shit. For
Wow.
you.
Yeah, like a BB-8, bro.
Yeah, bro. There you
BB-8
go.
kind of sucked though.
No, he didn't. Don't be disrespectful, bro.
Here we fucking go.
Don't be disrespectful.
Here we go.
Roll around
Bro,
and
he's not
shit.
gonna get stuck on fucking tile grout like R2D2. Those little bum ass
Hey,
1970s wheels.
R2D2 fucking saved everybody's
Hey,
life.
they gotta square up, bro.
You disrespectful shit.
Hey, they gotta square up.
That's his father, bro.
They gotta square up, bro.
That's his father, bro.
They gotta square up.
He had deep buried memories in his shit. Shout out to fucking Obi-Wan. Not Obi-Wan. Fucking Luke.
Finn?
No. Wow. That was racist. That was a racist microaggression.
No,
I felt attacked.
No, it wasn't.
I felt attacked.
No, it wasn't. It was an inside joke. We had a whole half a show where we just railroaded Finn for like 30 minutes.
Because he was a cuck in the whole movie. Like Finn was a cuck in that movie. You don't get the girl.
He was just a thrown for diversity, honestly.
Then the chick that you end up getting is like
kind of mid.
She's fucking cold, windy salad mid. She's a fucking a chicken sandwich with too much mayonnaise from Carl's Jr. mid.
She definitely go to sweet green, bro.
Oh. All right. Next one, Lucas. You never even been to Sweet Green. They got Sweet Green in
I got hired at a Sweet Green.
They have Sweet Green in DC.
Oh, okay.
I got hired at a Sweet Green and quit. I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's some toxic fuckboy shit.
I mean, would you rather be Finn or
Is he gonna start wearing black tees and a fucking gold chain now in his press conferences?
He's gonna wear Dickies and fucking polos?
For sure.
So he's gonna be Kirk Cousins.
He's just gonna
some fucking loafers and a t-shirt.
If you start coming out the Kodak black, I might just quit the NFL.
If he comes out with a black wife beater, I know it's over.
With black Air Forces?
Nah. If he comes out with some Avirexes, I know it's over.
He should hit up Tom and be like, yo, you still got an extra.
Hey, he
pulls up. Be mad if he goes to the Steelers and is their quarterback.
If he pulls up in a black turtleneck,
that would never happen.
Oh man!
Everybody's like, Kenny Pickett played great. He hasn't thrown 2 touchdowns all season.
I mean, yeah, Pickett sucks, but they're gonna give him a chance.
All right, last one.
Would you rather be Finn?
Maybe a standoff. I have no idea.
So basically, Antonio Brown. It was reported that he had a standoff with the police department today.
Another one.
He was supposedly holding his baby mama, ex-wife.
That's especially another one. That's not even news.
And their 3 kids
hostage. Hate their baby moms.
Hostage. And
what the fuck?
Saying that he was going to kill them. So
that is insane.
The first person.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I think AB should just be donated to science and just figure out what's up with the CTE.
So you just said you should human traffic a live adult.
I just mean like
no, you just said that. You just said stand on it. You said it.
I just mean like
that's the brain, bro.
like we could do something good to like figure out like the symptoms of CTE while you're living.
Go to the neighborhood he went to and talk to his parents. How about that?
I guess
you get a perfect understanding. You know who his father and mother are.
Yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, I mean, they kind of said that he was kind of
he been off his whole life.
Yeah, they kind of said he was kind of crazy at Central Michigan, but he just found a way to like button it up in Pittsburgh until it didn't.
Until he's like, I'm too good. You have to give me the respect that you give elite players. And then he didn't get that respect, so he went crazier.
But yeah, that's the crazy thing is like
his teammates kind of gassed him.
He really kind of caught a lot of shit too. That's the crazy thing.
Tom Brady in the whole, he said frozen feet boy. Yeah, he was talking shit about Tom Brady's trainer.
Frozen feet boy.
Damn.
He said you're out here freezing athletes' feet off. You ain't even got a degree in the shit that you trying to pitch to players.
Yeah, and that's the thing I would say about TB12 too, is because that was his whole thing was like,
I'm sick of you.
We were like, you got all the rings, you got everything. Like, there's no way it's going to end how it always ends. And it's ending the way it always ends. It's like, bro, the curtain has already called. Like, you got everything you need to do. You've already sacrificed your family to the Soul Stone. Like,
yeah,
right.
Like, what's the only thing left is your body, bro. Like, and that's already starting to go with the concussions.
It's like if Ego the Living Planet succeeded in killing Peter Quill. That's what this Tom Brady shit has turned into. She's going to be a battery for a couple millennia. That's pretty much what Tom Brady's turned into. Ego, the living planet.
All right, Nikki, touchdown or turnover?
All right. Broncos waived Melvin Gordon, and he got signed by the Chiefs.
This is a turnover, literally, because Melvin Gordon fumbles the ball.
Did he drop the pen when he signed his contract? I'd rather have Jonathan Abrams on the Seahawks.
Damn, bro.
Would you let Melvin Gordon twist your hair?
Why?
Exactly. He'd probably fumble it.
That's
You can't fumble hair. That wasn't good. That wasn't a good joke.
Okay, I thought
That joke was a turnover.
for misconduct, though, right? Like there was a misconduct thing involved with him. Or
He kept fumbling. That was the misconduct.
With Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, like it was like a personal thing. It wasn't his athletic ability, I thought. Or was it?
Nah, he just kept fumbling.
That's why they called the team out.
He called the team out.
Well, that was.
Also played Future on the way out.
But that's what I was gonna say. But yeah,
the team didn't show up to Russell Wilson's birthday party. So man,
we'll get to that too. But all right, next one.
All right, the Rams waive Henderson and Hollins both. Touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know where Hollins.
He went to the Packers. Justin Hollins is on the Packers.
Really?
He had a sack.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Henderson went to the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a turnover because the Rams draft classes have been turnovers.
All of them.
Even
worse than the Raiders draft classes.
Well, the worst part is I don't know. I feel like
they have negative draft picks.
Yeah.
They have -1 draft picks. The Lions hold their pick, which is like a top.
Well, Gerald Everett's balling for the Chargers.
Yup. Guess they should have kept him over Higbee.
Yeah,
that one up.
Another guy, basically.
He always kind of was.
Mm-hmm. On that note, Henderson was claimed by the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Shout out on that.
I don't even think they used him.
Not because he didn't play when he first got there. And Travis Etienne is looking healthy. So him and Jermichael Hasty are going to split carries, most likely.
Right, yeah.
So Henderson's asked out again.
Yeah, so turnover. Your guy. Next, your guy, Nikki.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Jonathan Abram claimed by the Seahawks.
Honestly, I always knew this was going to happen. If I had $1 for every Raider who ended up with Seahawks,
every box safety,
I'd have a lot of dollars.
That would have been hilarious if the Pack.
Just off principle. They said he actually was contributing though. He was playing. They played him. They just decided to quote unquote play more young guys. Which isn't that why you signed him? He's only like 27, 28. He's not old.
Yeah, they have young guys and older than him, so
young guys are just 30-year-old.
We just want somebody not you.
We just don't want a sub 6 foot safety. I'm sorry.
We don't want to see you around here anymore.
We just don't. We're just tired of watching you get mossed.
We already have Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. We already have underachieving safeties. We don't need any more.
Yeah. 3 safeties that are ass. 2
Dig him.
We could just go sign Kevin King and play him at safety.
Fuck off.
Wait, do they still have him?
Kevin King is good, bro. I don't know why everyone hates
he's not on a roster. Where's Kevin King at?
Someone give him a shot, bro.
So he's not
on. They killed him after that.
Oh, he didn't start all year, and he played good the game before that.
Here we go. This motherfucker's.
I don't know, man.
I guess
he's on that hill. He's on that hill. Man. He's making a deal with God. He's on that. He's running down that hill.
I guess, man.
Okay, Stranger Things.
Touchdown turnover. Rodgers willing to, quote, shut it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a turnover because I don't think he'll actually do it. I think he'll just talk around it and make it seem like it's an option.
It doesn't matter how much ayahuasca you give him.
He's basically gaslighting the media and his whole team by being like, I would do this.
I dare you.
I would do this if like the whole world fell apart and there was nothing else going on. Then I'd probably do something else.
That's what he did with the trade rumors last year, like.
It's like he wants to give Green Bay fans like something to hope for. Like, hey, here's your future quarterback. You can get a look at him in the last 4 meaningless games. No, actually, you're just going to watch me throw for 150 yards and 1 touchdown again.
Yeah.
But it'll be a really nice touchdown. I'm telling you, he's like the all-time quarterback, bro. Like, he just throws dimes. He just throws
the pass
20 balls, and they're all dimes.
Get an MVP for it. That's big.
Yep.
All
right.
It's comparable to the Tom Brady situation, how he'd be like, "Oh, I'll retire when I suck," and everybody's like,
"You suck.
Okay,
it's time." Hey,
remember
this quote?
When he sucks, and then he got divorced instead.
Grim Reaper's like, "Hey, we gotta go." What do you mean? It's not time yet. No, you don't remember what you said? Plays it back.
The Deathly Hallows.
Haha.
All right, last one.
This last one, I'm really interested to see what y'all are talking about with this because I'm absolutely lost. But Morgan Fox's pup wins a national contest.
Yeah, so Morgan Fox used to play for
the Chargers now, right?
Is he still with the Chargers?
I was thinking of Megan Fox. I was like, what?
I know he's a defensive end. He played for the Rams, but now he plays for
the Chargers. Yeah,
the Chargers.
But yeah, so basically his dog is a Frenchie, and he won this prestigious national dog contest. And yeah, he was pretty much saying like, yeah, everyone knows my dog from the national thing in like competition, but like he's actually like a dog. Like he likes to fuck around like and do regular dog things. So I just thought it was funny because he's like, yeah, like everyone thinks he's this big time dog, but like, nah, he still sniffs his ass like every other dog.
Oh, did he win the one that's on Thanksgiving every year?
Yeah, he did. He won that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's him. That's what he was saying. He was like, he's him, but he's also like a normal dog. Like,
yeah, that dog is him.
I don't even know what to say right now. We just spent time talking about a fucking dog.
Yeah,
that's culture, bro.
A role player's dog.
That's culture. He made himself relevant.
You don't even have a dog.
He got to the podium because of his dog, bro. How do you think he feels, bro? Coming home, his dog walks in the door and his girl stands up for the dog, and then just yells at Morgan Fox like, "Yo, did you get cut yet? What if he wash the dishes?"
What if he gets mad and says, "You win, that bitch could go," and then she's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And then her and the dog look at each other,
and they both dip out. And they're just happy.
Together. It's like a happy ending of a fucking American Dad.
Yeah, now you like to talk about the fucking dog, huh? Now you can go into a fucking fantasy fiction, huh?
I'm just waiting for fair because I got shit to get off my chest.
Yeah, as you cut your own mic. All right, fade or fair. We got a lot of shit this week. A lot of shit. All right, I'm gonna skip the first one because we already talked about Marvin Gordon. But
yeah, that's true.
So first up, Lane Kiffin squaring off with reporter John Sokoloff for misinformation. Fade or fair, Kenny?
Lane Kiffin been fading the media, shadow boxing and gas. Nobody gaslights the media better than
besides LeBron.
Nick Saban. Nick Saban will like Nick Saban is like that abusive ex that like loves on you. But like you're okay with it because deep down you kind of like being abused. He's that kind of ex. He's that kind of like gaslighter to the media. Like he'll hit him in the mouth and call him a stupid whore, and they come back anyway. It amazes me. He said some disrespectful shit to people in the media that would have got anybody else stomped out in the parking lot. Their ears stomped together.
I mean, I mean,
The
Lane
little
Kiffin
hoe.
did talk shit to a bunch of the college students, so there you go.
Like Lane Kiffin's like that dude in Project X who got tasered and then punched out the kid who tasered him. That's Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin should be in the next Project X.
There was only one.
I'm just saying, if there's another one, Lane
There's not
Kiffin
going to be
should
another
in
one.
it.
Just put Lane Kiffin.
I just want to be because they were fucking real porn stars in that one. That shit was hilarious.
Nowadays, it would just be like a fucking really lit Zoom call.
Yeah.
Like Project X is just a lit Zoom call.
And they all meet up somewhere. They all meet up at the beach. At Dockweiler to reconvene because those places you could burn shit.
All right.
Burning all the evidence. Shout out to Paul Pierce on the Zoom call.
Nikki, you got anything you want to say on Lane Kiffin? Your favorite person?
You know, I'm trying to be positive.
Trying to protect her.
I don't want to raise my cortisol levels by talking about Lane Kiffin.
She don't want to fuck up her chakra.
Exactly.
All right. The refs screw over the Patriots on Thanksgiving. Fade or fair?
It's a Christmas miracle. That's not a fade.
Cortisol.
Fade for you guys sneaking this on the rundown and us missing it.
Now I was just gonna wait. I knew you were gonna say you're like Ron Burgundy. Whatever's on the rundown, Pete will say out loud. I'll read that shit and be like, I'm gonna let this dude. I ain't gonna say that shit. All I'm saying is like when it comes to this, it's just it's not really a fade. It's not really a fade. The Patriots, they're finally getting their comeuppance.
Oh, really?
They're like the bully all of grade school who graduates and doesn't do shit.
They're the bully who like
they're in that phase right now.
They're the bully who was on gear in high school and then they go to a JUCO and get their ass beat.
7 rings is a lot of shit.
I'm just saying, you guys. Yeah, that was
It's a lot of pillaging and pounding. Like,
yeah, when no one's taking that away from you, it's just
Pounding. We're
now
not
now it's the Patriots' turn.
now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to meet life.
You're the last one at the gangbang now. That's what the Patriots are. Congratulations.
We're the last one at the glory.
No, you are the glory hole. That's the plot twist.
Damn, bro.
Like, that's what the Patriots are now. They're the dude. They're like, what was it, Sean?
This is coming from a Raiders fan, by the way.
How are you going to fire Bill Belichick?
We fight through that. We've been in the trenches.
Like, how is that going to end? How is Bill Belichick going to end?
From a person whose quarterback is Derek Carr, by all people.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Derek Carr doesn't even know what a glory hole is.
Yeah, he knows. He's Christian. He knows what a glory hole is.
Derek Carr better pray that he's still a quarterback next year, dude.
Just prays he doesn't get cut before that date.
You guys aren't hurting us.
Yeah, you're really not.
You guys aren't hurting us.
You're punching a dead nerve.
You guys aren't saying anything we don't already say or know or have said.
Or been drunk crying at games.
One thing about the Patriots, we're in a rebuilding phase right now. We're the worst we've been in 20 years.
What did you rebuild?
Hold on.
What did you rebuild? Tyquan Thornton, you can't draft
figuring our
receivers.
stuff out. We're the worst we've been in 20 years, and we're 6-6.
You have a winning record.
Let that sink in.
Well,
So
it's
your
not
Matt
winning
Castle
record
years
anymore.
when they had Randy Moss,
We're the worst we've been in 20 years. and
you're
we're
never going to
6-6.
financially recover from this.
So if
You're like,
that's what y'all call, whatever retribution, then go ahead. If that's what makes you sleep at night.
Vindicated. I'm selfish. All right.
someone's trying to gaslight us for being gaslit.
Dude, I had no idea what fucking vindicated meant in 2nd grade, and I was just running around singing that song.
Hilarious.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Like, I was literally just saying vindicated for anything. Like, I had no idea what that word meant.
So when I said it at graduation, you're like, that's not an emotion. You said that to me. I was like, how you feel? Vindicated?
I don't remember that.
Of course you don't.
I was drunk at your graduation.
You yelled at me in the car. My mom was like, he feels vindicated. From what? Are you serious? Did you miss the whole story? You showed up at the end like a dad who showed up at his son's game that he never went to, but he made it to the last playoff game.
No, I made it. I was sitting in the front row. I was literally, I literally made it to the VIP
You don't remember saying
section.
that. You don't remember saying it. That's
No,
why
I
it's
do
funny.
now. I remember why I said it. Now I remember why I said it.
I was like, I feel vindicated.
No. Now I remember why I said it.
Now it all makes sense, right?
Vindicators of Morty.
No, I remember saying that because
God,
I was like, why would you feel vindicated? Like, you're giving power to them, but we can talk about that later.
Nah, it wasn't about them.
Anyways.
It was about like, oh shit, this phase of my life is finally over. I like imagine this as a child and it's finally done. Like I feel like I don't owe the universe this anymore. That's what I meant by vindicated. I meant spiritually vindicated. Not like I was like, fuck them.
That's Kenny's word of the day.
Yeah, kind of a reach. But
I didn't have one last week, and I got gaslit 2 weeks earlier.
All right. So fade or fair?
There's like 3.
Kyler Murray versus Pat Pete. So pretty much,
we into it now.
I forgot about that.
Pretty much, Pat Peterson has a podcast, and he was doing the
All
chat,
things covered,
and they were talking about Kyler, and the subject of Kyler Murray came up. And he was like, "Yeah, I texted dude, try to like mentor him, try to be there for him, and help him become a better player." And he's never really responded to me or blah blah blah. Dude. And then Kyler got on Twitter and was like, he added Pat P and was like, "Yo, at Pat P, you have my number. If you want to talk to me, call me. You don't have to go on your podcast and talk about how you want to be a mentor to me just to make your podcast blow up."
Be a big homie. Because he said Kyler Murray only cares about Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
That's what set him off.
I mean, he does. That's true. But of course,
he kind of came off. He comes off as a dick during Hard Knocks. I've been watching it.
I mean,
damn, you down bad.
Kyler Murray, he comes off as a real asshole.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray is just too short.
Short people are evil though. So.
Nah, but I'm gonna say it's a fade, bro. Like if you start a podcast and you just automatically coming for me, I ain't doing shit to you, bro. I ain't talking to you.
No, he had a pick in the game against him.
I'm younger. I got more money than you, and I play a more premium position for the franchise that did you dirty. Like, bro, just let it go. Like, let me be. Yeah. I have my own problems with this fucking organization, bro, and I don't need you
kicking my back in,
bro. Like,
I agree with that.
I could have just played fucking baseball. I didn't need any of this shit, bro.
Could have played for the A's.
I could have just played baseball.
But he's also has a point. It's like, well, Buda Baker, like people stopped listening to Patrick Peterson because he kept getting burnt. Like you gotta remember, he got phased off that secondary.
That is true.
Like they were getting. Like people stopped throwing him, and then people started throwing him, and he was getting catch. He was getting
fading Pat Pete, and there the Vikings. So.
They started treating him like Fred Smoot, and then he went to the Vikings and he's having a Pro Bowl season.
Well, last year he was getting burned too.
Yeah, it was real bad last year.
Last year he was like forced.
He was scatting.
Just a few weeks ago, right? They were photographed together, smiling, hugging, hanging out, pregame.
Yeah,
and then 2-3 weeks later, you get on your podcast and talk shit about him? No.
Yeah, it's clout. That's nasty.
Yeah, it is a fade.
And I'm tired of all these old dudes getting podcasts. Like, no, bro, stay out the fucking space.
Yeah, but we don't need to hear about your knee injury, bro.
Like, I don't give a fuck that you're like a 7-time or 9-time Pro Bowler and you are a Hall of Fame corner in your era.
The podcast is cool, though.
I mean, but it's like,
I didn't need it right now. I could have waited.
Like, I don't listen to Joe Budden anymore. I could have
waited for that.
It's like I don't listen to Joe Budden anymore for obvious reasons.
And I'm just mad because he took your black nerd with the fresh haircut stitch and glasses.
First off, my haircut is immaculate and my skin looks even better.
That's what I'm saying. Vaughn took your beat, bro.
Who, Vaughn?
Yeah.
Miller?
Yeah.
Have you seen that nigga's hairline? That boy got a peach pit at the back of his skull. Have you seen his haircut?
Podcast, Aaron Rodgers.
He got a piece of edamame. That boy got a piece of edamame stapled to the back of his head.
You won't tell him that to his face, though.
What are you gonna do? Hit me? I'll sue. You got a fat contract too? I'll sue.
You're a whole ass bitch. He said I'll sue.
I'll sue and get you better Wi-Fi. How about that? I'll sue and get you better Wi-Fi, motherfucker.
Wi-Fi ain't even my problem, bro. I got a gig.
I'll sue, buy an apartment complex, and we'll all just live in it.
All right.
We'll just have one room, one apartment in the apartment complex.
Next one.
Just for podcasting.
Hayden Hurst and Justin Reed.
Whoa.
So this week...
You forgot the other Arizona Cardinals beef.
Oh, which one?
DeAndre Hopkins and Travarius Ward.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he called him steroid boy.
Oh, yeah.
So I respect
that was
you.
like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Go ahead, talk about it.
So he's like, he called DeAndre Hopkins steroid boy. Said he fake tough guy. I'm like, first off, DeAndre Hopkins is Geechee. You might want to fucking do your research. You fuck around, wake up like Screwface with 2 heads and your head missing. But yeah, Travarius Ward from the Niners pretty much said, he was trash. He's not the best receiver in the league anymore. He needs to get out the way. And DeAndre Hopkins was like, I would love to see him in a boxing ring in real life because people can say anything on Twitter. And also, Javarius Ward, I remember him getting roasted in, various games. Like, you can't just be like not the best player on your defense talking the most shit because you're not the reason that secondary lit, bro. You're not a Pro Bowl corner. He's looking like a great corner because they play great team defense. Jimmy Ward and Hufanga are the anchors of that secondary.
Bro, you give up on Jimmy Ward like 7 times over.
They moved him to 7 different positions. The motherfuckers played everything but defensive end. He played linebacker, middle linebacker, outside linebacker, free safety, strong safety, corner.
Honestly, it's probably
They made
both.
him put on weight, made him take off weight.
Because I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, you're not him, so I don't know why you're talking, bro. But also, like,
You're not
I
even the
also
best
see
corner
what
on
he's
your
saying
team.
because DeAndre also, he's not the same guy, and he
caught touchdowns.
did get popped.
He caught touchdowns against. But I mean,
and people have been talking about him, bro.
nobody
They've been
calls
talking
Julian
about his
Edelman a
attitude.
cheater. He got popped multiple times.
But they've been talking about his attitude too, bro. It's not even just the fact that he got popped. It's
he
his
came
attitude.
from Houston and went to Arizona.
It's
He
his
dealt with
attitude,
nothing
bro.
but childishness.
And he got traded from there. And now the Cardinals are just trading for a receiver every week. So I don't know.
And he's not getting the balls, but and the defense is ass.
And him and Kyler had the whole thing. So I don't know, man. That whole Arizona team just seems kind of toxic. It got
Because the head
toxic.
coach isn't the right
got
guy.
toxic really fast.
The head coach ain't the
Kinda
right
sad.
guy. Oh shit, I got another one too. But the head coach ain't the right guy.
All right.
Go
So
to one you're gonna do.
Hayden Hurst, Justin Reed. Basically, reporter asked Justin Reed about the Cincinnati Bengals offense, and they asked him about Hayden Hurst, basically. And Reed totally forgot his name and was like, yeah, he just basically wrote him off, downplayed
Yeah,
him.
that was hilarious.
And
Was
then,
that his first name?
yeah. And then, so then
Is
they,
he top 10 tight end right now? No.
the what?
Sorry. No, go ahead. My bad.
And then Hurst was pretty much like, yo, I'm not the one to fuck with. So fade or fade, they play this week,
Fair or
right?
fade.
Fair or fade, they play this week.
Jamar Chase said this boy don't even watch film. In terms of his coverage grade, he's like 42 out of 50 safeties. He's like near the bottom. He's not good. That's what Jamar Chase said. He said, you popping all that shit. I'm playing this week. What's good?
They said he's feeling 100.
He said he had no pain after a hairline
Dude,
fracture in
I'm
his hip.
on it, man.
My fantasy team gonna be looking luxurious with him back in the lineup.
But yeah, that's pretty much Kenny 4 weeks ago when he forgot my team's name and I went on a 4-game
Fuck
tear.
your team's name,
And
bro.
now I'm in-
You're in third place,
And
bitch.
now I'm in third place.
You beat me and still couldn't surpass me. So shut the fuck up.
And I'm the only one to beat you, and I beat you twice, and I beat you
I didn't
decisively.
play a quarterback
I beat
last
you
week.
decisively, bro. Go look at the stats.
Take out Josh Jacobs.
Go look at the
and you
stats,
didn't
bro.
do shit.
Every single player on my team, with the exception of one player, I already looked at this. With the exception
I
of
beat
one
you before,
player,
though.
all my players outscored you. You have not beat me. You have not beat me head to head, sir.
Yes, I have.
You have not beat me head to head, sir.
3-1.
I looked.
3-1.
I looked, bro.
I beat you in the other
I
league.
looked. You did not beat me in the auto league. I checked.
Yes,
You
I
have
did. I'm
not beat me
10-2,
this year,
bro.
I'm your nemesis, bro. I got your number. I got
In the
your
regular
number,
season,
bro.
It's like the Colts and the Patriots in the regular season, and then you get fucking slapped around.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, Mike
Don't
Tice.
choke in the playoffs.
We'll see, Mike Tice.
Don't miss, Tate Martell.
6-0. Don't miss.
Okay, Tate Martell. Don't miss.
All right.
Talking all that shit.
This other one happened this week. Terrell Owens was arrested. Essentially beat the shit out of some dude in a parking lot.
I'm a CVS.
And they said, basically, Tito said that he made a bunch of like comments that were derogatory, was making derogatory motions, and Tito pretty much
He felt threatened.
Just had enough. So fair or fade?
Fair. Get the fuck out of a grown man's face. The real
Dog,
fade is
especially Tito, bro.
Brandon
like,
Marshall probably sent him to do it. Brandon Marshall too pussy to actually like take on to your head to head, keep making excuses.
No, but bro, like
he'll fight a regular person, but you won't go.
50 years old, shredded, probably still what 3% body fat.
God mode, still running the 4-4.
Come on, bro, you gonna talk shit to
play,
that man, and he probably pull your bitch. Like, what are you gonna do?
He'll
bro?
pull your bitch, give her a kid, and then he'll become an athlete, and he'll still take care of it. That's how good of a guy he is. Won't even ever mention your name.
All right, and last one. Russell Wilson's B-Day party. According to reports, only like half of the team showed up. Is that fair or fade?
That D tackle wanted to Mike Purcell like he wanted to whoop his ass. So it's practically a fade at this point. That defense is tired.
This next week he's gonna be like that that D tackle from that one team.
Oh, you mean when the Jets D-line coach went off?
No. The college player who bashed his head with his helmet 3 times.
Oh, yeah, that crazy motherfucker from Pitt when they were up 42.
Pitt. There you go.
They were up like 42-13 on Miami. Pitt. And the whole sideline was like, ooh.
Like, bro, what are you doing?
Okay, Lau Alonzo. What's that? Kyle Alonzo?
Yeah, Mike Purcell's going to do that next week.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's been a whole season fade. But I got one to top that. Trent Dilfer was given the job, and I found out some news at work that made this shit even worse. Essentially, it's Jeff Saturday, but worse. They gave Trent Dilfer the job. He coached the Elite 11 and all that shit. Outside of that, he has no experience as a college coach. Like, I have the same amount of...
What job?
University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB. They hired Trent Dilfer after Bill Clark retired or whatever. He's looking for another job, whatever. But... they have a new facility on campus. They're not gonna rival Alabama, but they can recruit right there in Bama. Like UAB's been a problem. Like they've had a resurgence.
So where's the fair or fade?
The fade is that they hired him. Dan Mullen pretty much got a ghost interview where he has to go on interviews as part of his agreement, his buyout from Florida. Like, he has to at least make a good faith to try to get another job. And they had him scheduled to come in, but he never came in. So he goes to UAB. They end up fucking taking Trent Dilfer, who has no college. Like, you and I have more coaching experience for college kids than Trent Dilfer does, technically, as a college head coach. He's like the Jeff Saturday, but
okay,
worse.
So where's the fair or fade? All I hear is you give an opinion.
The fade is that there are other more qualified coaches out there who could have gotten that job, and now they're gonna trounce out a perfectly good bowl ready team into $100 million stadium that's on campus, and Trent Dilfer, who's never coached college football, is your head coach, and he has no recruiting experience, no nothing.
All right. Anything else you want to add to your unnecessary toughness rant?
No, that's a fade, bro. It started with Jeff Saturday, and now Trent Dilfer. What's next?
Okay, finish your rant.
There's black assistant coaches who could have got that job. Hell, I hate to say this. I can't believe I'm saying this. Bill O'Brien could have got that job.
You literally could have talked about this on any part of the show, and you picked the worst segment.
No, because
go ahead.
It gets swept under the rug. No one's talking about it. Like, it's just, Trent Dilfer got hired. He's the Elite 11 guy. But people don't realize, no, he has that's the only thing he did was and he had other coaches coaching these Elite 11 cats.
I mean, he's gonna recruit.
There's no proof of that.
He can.
That's why it's such a fake.
Elite 11 ties.
No,
he has ESPN.
That doesn't mean shit. He's never actually coached.
It does.
He's never coached.
I said recruit though. I said recruit.
That's not the same thing. Tony Sanchez, when he got hired at UNLV, was the best high school coach in the state. So it made sense for him to get the job at UNLV. This dude has Jeff Saturday level experience, and he getting hand gifted the UAB job, and they went to 4 straight bowl games.
Honestly, I don't even think the Jeff Saturday thing holds water to your point, because honestly, Jeff Saturday is looking better than half of these offensive coordinators who get coached.
Trent Dilfer,
give me Jeff Saturday over the Broncos coach.
Would you want Trent Dilfer?
Give me Jeff Saturday over the last 3 Broncos coaches.
Okay, let's say Chip Kelly gets fired. You gonna hire Trent Dilfer to fucking coach?
Okay, bro. We got to end the show. So
that's it. I'm just saying.
Anything else you want to rant about?
Nah, that shit's just really bad. And yeah, I'll be at the Pac-12 championship game tomorrow. So tap in on Twitter and all that good stuff.
All right, cool.
Touchdowns and tangents.
Lucas, Anything you want to say to the people?
Trade Mac. That's
That's it. Just burn everything down. Happy Thursday.
Burn it with fire.
Dude, it's already flaming, bro. It's already smoking. So.
All right, Nikki.
Yeah. One thing that's been annoying me lately, I suppose.
Let it out. You had fire in the group chat all week. It's time to let
She really
it out.
did. She really did.
The Big 12 as a conference in general, as an OU fan, damn, y'all are annoying. I swear to God. I'm not trying to be that bitch, but like Oklahoma and sort of Texas, but mostly Oklahoma has carried the Big 12 for like a decade plus. Like we're the one bringing in the money. We were the ones bringing in the money, the big games, the college game days, the only one that's been in and out of the college football playoffs. Y'all get salty because we decided to leave. Sorry, you weren't good enough to get picked to go to the SEC. Whatever.
Broke
Take
boys.
that L. But like Oklahoma is down badly recently, right? Lincoln Riley, stupid, spineless, gutless coward, does what he does to the program.
Wow.
Strips our coaching staff from us, strips our team. We lose all these people. They all go over to USC. They all transfer out. They decommit, whatever. Our team is in shambles, right? And this was, of course, after we decided to make the move to the SEC. And so then, the entire Big 12, they start ganging up on us or whatever. We start losing some games because clearly, we weren't in a place to be winning very many games. And they thought they did something like, oh yeah, get right to Oklahoma. Like, yeah, you want to go out to the SEC. Like, look how bad you are. Like, we're all beating you as you go out or whatever. And it's like, they all think that they're they all think, how do I say it? How do I put it? Like, they really got us somehow because they beat us at our very worst. Like, ooh, get them. Like, okay, that's 1 for you. That's 27 for us. Like, good for you, champ. Especially in Oklahoma State. Ah, man, no program, no coach, no athletic director, no school as a whole, no fan base has given the University of Oklahoma more crap for leaving the Big 12 than Oklahoma State. You talk so much mess, say all these horrible things about the university, call us all these things, basically call us cowards, and now we're just like, whatever for making a financial decision. And then when you have the one opportunity to beat us when we're at the very worst, you still lose after all of that. All I gotta say, bro, how do I say it? Oklahoma, what happened, bro? What happened? It was the greatest 3 hours of football I've experienced in a very long time, watching them get railed. So,
To the top 10. You're ranked in the top 10.
All right.
They shit the bed for sure.
So, my turn. Don't have a lot to say. Last week was my first time spending Thanksgiving on the road. Just decided that this year, since I've spent the majority of my life doing 2 holidays between 2 different parents and really 4 different families, I just decided I'm not going to just chase everyone around and be the glue to everyone because it just fills up their cup and leaves me empty and fucking tired of driving 8 hours in the car every day. So this year I decided to go to Vegas with my girlfriend's family and just hang out and chill and not do anything too crazy, which it was actually nice just to not have to worry about cleaning my house even just for a week and being on the strip, being in Vegas. It's always cool, so I can't knock that. Outside of that, man, got a friend's wedding this weekend. Looking forward to that. And yeah, that's about it. Touchdowns and tangents. TDs _tangents on Twitter and Instagram. touchdownsandtangents.com. Shout out to all our affiliates. Shout out to our favorite podcast. Shout out to our podcast app distributors. And yeah, thanks Noemi for coming on.
Damn, that moment when you don't get a rant at the end of the show.
I'm fucking tired, bro.
I know, but yeah.
I gotta go. I still got a fucking pack.
I got a pack too. Peace, y'all. Yeah, Pac-12 championship.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. Got through it.